A wealth of love. My daughter-in-law hoarded every penny of my son's inheritance when he died. I let her be and watched silently, hoping she would use the money wisely, perhaps for my grandchildren's future or to secure a stable home. But instead, she seemed to squander it on frivolities and luxuries. Months turned into years, and I saw little change in her behavior. She bought a large house in an upscale neighborhood, filled it with expensive furniture, and drove a fancy car. My grandchildren, once bright and cheerful, seemed more distant and withdrawn. They wore designer clothes and had the latest gadgets, but there was a sadness in their eyes that worried me. I visited them often, trying to offer support and guidance, but Emily was always defensive about her choices. "I'm doing my best," she would say. "I want them to have everything they deserve." I understood her intentions, but it was clear that money was not filling the void left by my son's absence. One chilly autumn afternoon, I decided it was time to have a heart-to-heart with Emily. I invited her over for tea, hoping to speak candidly about my concerns. We sat in the cozy warmth of my living room, the aroma of freshly brewed tea filling the air. "Emily," I began, "I've been watching and worrying. I know you've been through a lot, and I can't imagine how hard it's been for you. But I'm concerned about the choices you're making with the inheritance. I want to make sure the kids are okay, that they're taken care of." She looked at me, her eyes wide with surprise. "I'm doing my best," she replied defensively. "I want them to have the best of everything." "I understand that," I said gently. "But money isn't everything. The kids need stability, love, and guidance. They need to feel secure, not just financially, but emotionally too." Emily's eyes filled with tears. I thought I was doing the right thing. I wanted to make up for everything they've lost." I reached across the table and took her hand. "We can work together," I said. "Let's make a plan for the future, for the kids, for all of us." Over the next few weeks, we sat down and carefully reviewed the finances. We set up a trust for the children's education and future needs. Emily agreed to sell the big house and move to a more manageable home. We also enrolled the children in counseling to help them deal with their grief and adjust to the changes. The transition wasn't easy. The children were resistant at first, struggling to understand why their lives were changing once again. But slowly I saw the light return to my grandchildren's eyes. They smiled more often, laughed freely, and began to thrive in their new environment. Emily, too, seemed to find a sense of peace and purpose. She started volunteering at their school and became more involved in their lives. Our family gatherings became more frequent and joyous. We created new traditions, celebrating not just holidays but also our time together. We found solace in each other's company and strength in our unity. Emily found solace in giving back to the community. She started a scholarship fund in my son's name, helping underprivileged kids get a good education. This brought her a sense of fulfillment and honored my son's memory in a meaningful way. The children, inspired by their mother's actions, began participating in community service, growing into empathetic and caring individuals. As the years passed, Emily and I grew closer. Our initial strained relationship transformed into one of mutual respect and support. We often reminisced about my son, sharing memories that kept his spirit alive within our family. Through our collective effort, we created a nurturing environment where love and values thrived over material wealth. We faced our challenges together, emerging stronger and more connected. In the end, we discovered that the true inheritance was not in the bank, but in the bonds we shared and the love that sustained us. My son's legacy was not the money he left behind, but the enduring love and unity of our family. In the quiet moments, as I watched my grandchildren grow and flourish, I knew that we had honored my son's memory in the best way possible. We had built a life filled with love, support, and compassion, and that was worth more than any inheritance. When her husband dies, Emily inherits a substantial sum of money, which she uses to provide her children with a life of luxury. However, Her mother-in-law watches with growing concern as the family's emotional well-being begins to crumble. Determined to restore balance, she intervenes, leading to a heartfelt journey of rebuilding and rediscovery. Together, they find that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in love, support, and the bonds that hold a family together. A Legacy of Love is a poignant tale of grief, resilience, and the enduring power of family.